Hey.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Unfiltered and Intentional. Thank you for tuning in now, later, tomorrow, while you're sitting on the toilet, have nothing else to do. You're scrolling on social media. Hey, some people bring their phones in the bathroom, so
Sunday night. Let's play nice.
I'm just saying some people do that. So oh wow, so funny. And you know what the crazy thing is? While I am in the middle of getting everything together, thank you, Jesus, I get a message saying my computer's about to die. So I am so glad right by my leg is the charger.
Oh,
So
okay.
it won't be dying right now. Thank God. What's up, everybody? And you know what? I thought we almost had a perfect intro, but then of course the
But then, of
computer,
course,
that's my bad, right?
the
Anyway, just kind of jumping into it. There's so much going on at such a high speed. You know, where do we begin? Where do we talk about? I mean, in one sense, I don't want to repeat the same bullshit. And in the next breath, you got to. My light's going out, but you can still see me. I'm gonna keep talking, Lord Jesus. With that being said, let's jump into
okay.
it. So I wanted to hit up and start talking about nepotism. But before I do,
Hmm.
I wanted to ask you, I want to ask the audience, if you had your own
Hmm.
company, if you had your own hookup in any kind of
Hmm.
way, and you knew that your family member needed a job, and you knew that overall they probably could do the job, would you consider hiring them? Would you consider putting them on? Would you consider giving them a opportunity, a chance that you might not have initially got? Would you put a family member on? That's how I'm coming in. I'm gonna bring it all
Okay.
together. But that's how I'm coming in. What would you do, audience, and what would you do, Liz, if you had the opportunity to give back to your family
Uh-huh.
member for a certain position?
Oh, that's a hard question, actually. So, it does
Mhm.
just so happen that I do make hiring decisions, right? And I've been in situations before where a friend would call, and a friend like somebody that's a homie. They would go back and they're like, "Hey, you
Mhm.
hiring?" And I am hiring, but I'm not hiring them. Right? So
Okay.
if the person was the most qualified person that I knew, friend or no friend, go ahead and send that application in. Let me take a look at that resume, interview you, and if you're the best person for the job, hell yeah. I mean, I got first dibs to the best person possible, right? But if they're not the right person for the job, it could be a child that I birthed, but if you're not this is not the job for you. So yeah.
Okay. So if I hear what you're saying, you're basically saying that if they're not qualified, you're
Yeah.
not hiring them, or you're not going to hook them up in any
No,
kind of way.
no. Maybe if an opening for like a janitor position or something came open, but no, the best.
Okay. Now, how do you feel about his family members Donald Trump's family members working in his cabinet, in his administration?
First of all, at that level of government, I feel that they should be at a different standard. They should definitely be held to a different standard, and also the likelihood that the best of the best of the best came from your family, regardless of who it was. Right? I'd feel the same way if President Obama was trying to put Malia in his cabinet for his third term, right? But I just think that there is a standard there. Now, again, if your child happens to be the best scientist ever known to man, is recognized in all the magazines and so on and so forth, I mean, then if that's what you got, that's what you got. If you happen to be that person, but I don't think that there's any real good reason for a president to do it at all. Uh-oh, Key, you frozen? Am I frozen? I think we lost Kia. Is it me or is it Kia? Can somebody in the audience let me know? So, oh, there she is.
There.
I've been on
Wait,
here
hold
going, can somebody let me know, is it me or is it her? One of us is frozen.
Yep, that's me. Wait, I'm trying to
Okay,
hook myself up back again. Let's see.
that's
Because
okay.
you was going in.
Okay. So, all right. So we got, all right. I think
Can
we're
you
getting
see
to it.
me
In
or
the
no?
meantime,
Not yet.
cannot see you, Kia. What I'm going to do is read some of these comments. And then we got a couple hellos coming in. We got an Ola from San Antonio, Texas in the house. We got Earl. Shout out, he said, what's up, y'all? I believe he's in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Earl, you let me know. You got God Sunday evening, bless these from, that is Toya, actually in New York. And then you've got Alistair saying good evening. Z is also in Brooklyn with the good evening. We got Mrs. Incredible for shouting out the chaos there. Let's see. Cash said, hi guys from Florida. Let's see. We are all over the map tonight. I'm excited about it. Humble Lion, we haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. So, and
you know what? And it would just be my luck. It would just be my luck that while we getting in the mix of it and the computer goes whoo whoo. And you know what? And that's because of my fucked up computer shit with the, the battery. And it's funny because I literally have the battery here and it's operating and then there's some shit. But you know what? I'm gonna blame it on a conspiracy. Time out. I'm gonna blame it on a conspiracy. When we start getting the rolling, and they're like, no, shut this bitch off. We're not listening to her. But what's here before we go into that? I see that where'd you leave off of in reference to did you read Alistair yet?
Until Earl, he just popped up with referencing nepotism. I'm a contractor. If you are my kinfolk and you can do the job, yes. If I train you to my standards, I'm fine with that. I'm not the president. Yeah, I'm from Georgia. So I thought so. Earl, we haven't met officially, but thank you for always having fantastic comments for the comment section. We appreciate you.
So here's the thing. I want to kind of switch it and not even talk about Trump administration because at the second, I looked it up and they said that Political said for a fact check, they was like his administration, his actual kinfolk do not get a salary. So there are on the administrative team and they help him and this, that, and the third, and they speak for him and maybe he, you know, something, whatever. And, you know, they're there for him, but they do not get a salary. Does that matter?
Yeah, it matters. Actually, it does matter. And that's not true either, right? Because the ambassador to France is his daughter's father-in-law.
Well, I'm talking about his actual blood now because, you know, the blood relative.
I mean, father-in-law is family, and he has no qualifications for the role whatsoever other than that his son is married to a Trump. So that's a family relation, right? It's the Trump name reigns supreme in that case. In the first administration, I know that they were advisors. I don't know if they were not paid then, but they were definitely taking the flights and staying in the hotels on the American taxpayer dollars and everything else. So, you know, it's not like they fly out to, you know, these summits or anything to meet with people and they're paying for it out of their own pocket. So whether or not they're getting a check that's deposited to their little Cash App account, or if they're getting put up in the presidential suite in Bali, we're paying one way or another. I mean, you've never seen anybody that grifts so hard as he does.
So let's talk about LeBron stepping to Stephen A. Smith.
Okay.
I want to do a segue on that because I just happened to see a clip of LeBron James. We all know him. He steps to a reporter who does sports commentation, you know, commentary, excuse me. And he basically, don't talk about my son. You don't get to criticize my son, Bronny James. Don't. And I thought about it because from what my husband was telling me, Bronny James doesn't have any skills.
None.
He kind of got the hookup
from
his father. Mm-hmm. And they're putting him on a glass pedestal because of the fact that LeBron James is his actual, you know, father. With that being said, I would ask anybody in the audience, once again, if you had an opportunity to help in any kind of way, the promotion of your child, the promotion of your cousin, to keep that money cycling within your family, is it okay? Now, I know you mentioned, well, if you're not qualified, you're not qualified, but there's still other opportunities where you could kind of, because people could be taught, correct?
Yeah.
On the job training. So was it okay for LeBron to step to Stephen A. Smith and say, hey, keep his name out of his mouth. You know, he's a young guy.
Dumbest comment that he could have possibly made, right? Because that reporter's entire job is to talk about and to comment on sports and athletes, right? And to criticize them or anything like that. That's the whole job, right? If LeBron himself screwed up, Stephen A would be the first one talking about how much of a bad night he had. So to make it the exception, you can talk about anybody except Bronny is nuts to me. You know what I mean? But also, if LeBron was serious about helping his son become this basketball phenom, then he should have gotten him the coaches. He had the ways to do it, the personal trainers, everything else. And we shouldn't watch him learn these skills on the court, for the world to see. I think that was a disadvantage that he put that son up on, right? But if his son was in fact the next coming, and it was true, and they were playing together, then more power to them. But he's not, so that's a problem.
Well, once again, I'm hearing if the person's qualified,
no matter who,
it's okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see, as he said.
Z said, even if they aren't getting paid, they're getting all the benefits of the office. And then we got another comment from Alistair. This was after LeBron mentioned that his son was better than NBA players last season.
You know what's interesting? Because at one end, I understand a father trying to advocate for their son.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hear someone talking crap about your child, you may run up on them, possibly. I guess if they're underage. I think that Bronny James is an adult, if I'm not mistaken. So he might have been able to speak up for himself. But at the same time, I feel, once again, here's an example of billionaires being able to say, hey, this is what I got going on, accept it and deal with it. Because and I don't even watch basketball like that, but from what I've actually saw, he's not that good. I've seen, and I don't even mean to talk shit. Like, I know good when I see good.
Right.
And I know him to be like, okay, this is what they're representing. And I once again, here is that mentality, because I have money, because I have favor, everyone bow down to me. Mm-hmm. And here it's running through sports. Sometimes you hear it in the entertainment sector where you're like, wait, y'all related? Sometimes they change the name because you don't want to know people are sort of related.
I mean, sometimes they don't. Like the whole Baldwin family is famous, right? You've got Angelina Jolie and her father that, we know who they are and so on, right? But you can't say that Angelina made it on the strength of her father. Like sometimes you are just that good or just that beautiful or just that smart or whatever it is that you can in fact make it. You know what I mean? That makes sense to me. And there's literally nothing wrong with that. You got Earl saying that, LeBron is right, but about defending his son, but he's not that good. So.
Okay. And you know what my husband was saying with that was like, well, his son is an adult man. When is he going to get out there and speak on his own? Because from what I'm hearing, LeBron said no one speak to him. Like, even though you're on this G League now and everything, like you're going to be treated opposite of everyone else. The standards now change because you are my son. So once again, we have the same bullshit.
Yeah, no. So we have Sophia, I believe it's the first time in the comment section. So welcome to the show. And says LeBron is expecting his son to be exempt from criticism or sports commentary is unrealistic. Because all athletes, oh my God, I'm tripping over my words today. Because all athletes are critiqued in some way or form. And then he has said, be careful, LeBron might have something to say.
Well, listen here, baby. I'm coming for the suit. I'm coming for the suit and the emotional damage and stress.
Oh my gosh.
I'm coming for the suit.
Yeah, come on now.
But I want to go back to this comment right here, which I think it's a great segue for the next conversation, because I said there's so much shit going on. Where do you stop? Would he have stepped to a white man like that? Would he have stepped to somebody else that's a different skin color?
Yeah.
It seems as if we kind of go at our own people.
No, I think he would have. That's like when that blonde chick from Fox News said, shut up and dribble. He didn't take too kindly for that. And Laura Ingraham couldn't be more white if she tried. He definitely put him in her place.
Well, the only reason why I say that, because Stephen A. Smith wasn't the only individual to talk shit about Bronny. And not even say bad things about him, just like, he really can't play. So that's the reason why I'm like, why step to the older guy? Like, why step to him? And not even that. Once again, it's that Will Smith and the comedian.
He would not have hit a white person like that. Now Will Smith, no. LeBron, I think he would have personally.
Well, I feel like it's a double standard. There's a lot of double standards going on in this world today.
That LeBron's son should be the president of his dad's foundation. There you go. Found him a job. Perfect. Done. No problem there. Right?
Yeah, the money's going to still rotate.
Mm-hmm. So Cash says Steph Curry's father was in the NBA, which afforded him a lot of advantages. People are used to that type of advantage. Now it's becoming more direct and flagrant. Yes, I agree.
Well, it's interesting because at the same time, you see the rich people doing it, but you can't do it. I do see that if you're trying to make those connection moves and say, hey, let me hook up my people, it's looked kind of down. Like, who you trying to bring? You trying to bring your man into work? What's going on over here? Like, it's a status. Like, if you have the money to do it, no one's messing with people with money.
So Humble Lion chimed in, LeBron is a father first. That's what parents do with our kids. I don't know. Okay, because you know what that reminds me of? You remember a couple years ago, what was her name? Her last name is Laughlin. She's from Full House, and she paid somebody to take the SATs or to fudge the SAT scores for her daughter, and she went to jail for it.
Yes.
I mean, obviously she's not hiring her for a job, but she's using her wealth to give her daughter the best advantages possible. Again, same rules apply. Then why not get your daughter the best tutor? Why not make sure she can actually read and write on her own? You know what I mean? Like, give her those advantages because she looks like her mother. She's got her mother's name. So she could have done other things, right? But just outright flagrantly cheating the way that, Cash is pointing out is stupid. So no, I don't think that that's just what you do for your kids. I think that if you want to do right for your kid, do right by your kid, like full stop.
So this take goes another way because we're talking about employment. 200,000 have been fired from the federal government, and dozens of agencies, of course, have been their roles completely eliminated.
Yep.
And from what I'm hearing of people that are in the federal field, that they're constantly getting emails that I thought this was a one-time thing where you have to write in what you've done for that week. Say that again.
I do it every Monday. Name 5 things you did this week. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So with that being said, as you know, it's getting real crazy out there. They're messing with everybody. They don't care. And there was something that happened. I don't know if you guys listened to the news. Donald Trump called an emergency meeting because he wanted to talk about the role of Elon Musk. And he told his head, cabinets, that you guys are in control of the hiring and firing, not Elon Musk. It was been reported that Elon says to Marco Rubio, because that was the heated argument,
right,
that you're only good for the TV. So please be quiet and move on. At that point, when Marco Rubio gets upset and they're going back and forth, that's when Donald Trump, kind of stops everybody and says, hey, guys, everybody back in your corner.
I think that's a farce, personally, the whole Marco Rubio thing. Honestly, I think Marco Rubio probably wants out. I think he knows that he's set fire to whatever little reputation he might have had. You know what I mean? And you have to ask ourselves, who's leaking the inside meeting type stuff or whatever, right? And, it's funny because I was speaking to my husband the night before at the whole State of the Union address where you could see him with his little pierced lips. And even when they were berating the Ukrainian president, he was sitting there looking dumb, uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I was just like, how long does he have before what's left of his manhood, you know what I mean, shows up?
He's a little sunken.
Yeah, he's in a sunken place for real. You know what I mean? And so I do feel like he's looking for a way out, and they're going to use this whole he doesn't get along with Elon as the reason, because he can't come out and just say, I think this whole Ukraine shit and rejoin borders with Canada and everything else is not for it. He can't stomach it. So he's going to leave and he's going to blame it on Elon because that's an easy out.
To ask the audience, are we feeling sorry for the individuals who have been affected by this layoff, the elimination of jobs, who voted for him? Sometimes you're like, hey, you made your bed, you lie in it. I would like to know, are we feeling sorry? No, I'm really honest. Like, we're keeping it unfiltered, right? And are we feeling sorry for those individuals? Because of course, right now, when you hear somebody lost their job, hey, I've been employed for 15 years at the so-and-so. Oh, right. Man, this is my livelihood. They say that Nebraska will be bankrupt now in 5 or 4 weeks now. First, it was 6 weeks, because their main source of income is the farmers and the federal workers. We literally have the first state on verge of being bankrupt. Then after that is Alabama and then West Virginia. These are red states.
Well, we can afford to lose Nevada. We're about to get Canada, right? We'll still
I
talk.
mean, I hope we leave Canada alone. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But just to say, at the end of the day, are we feeling sorry for individuals like that? Let's take some of the comments. Where did we leave off? Let's
Left
see.
off with Alistair commenting that, I mean, Ron started with demanding that any team looking to sign him had to sign his son, since he's always wanted to play with him. So we were still talking about that nepotism piece, and it was Lori Loughlin that cheated on the SATs, or helped her daughter cheat on the SATs.
Yes, thank you.
And Alistair said that little Marco damn near threw his water bottle in that meeting. So,
Yes, I heard. He was very upset.
oh my gosh, I'm so tired of all this. It's exhausting. You know what it's like? You remember Days of Our Lives or All My Children? I feel like this has become the stories. You know what I mean? Like you turn on CNN or MSNBC or Fox to watch your stories these days. It's shifted. It is exhausting, all this drama.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, because at the end of the day, this is just the beginning. This is not the third year. We're not on our fourth year. This is March. So, hold on,
Why are you trying to? I don't appreciate that. It's March. It's just March of the same year. Okay. And so, Earl's answering your question. Do we feel sorry for people that voted for Trump that are about to be homeless? And so Earl said, sorry. Hell to the nah. So that's his answer is no.
Okay. I'm curious to see if other people are, they're coming in.
We got another new person commenting. Welcome to the show, you guys. D. White said, absolutely not. They thought they were exempt. So, you made that bed, right? Alistair said, absolutely not, but definitely not for those who support him.
Well, I kind of see both ways. At the end of the day, I just made a statement. You made your bed, you lie in it, right? A lot of people, I've seen a statement on TikTok saying, some people that I know that voted, they may not per se believe in racism, but they don't think it's that serious of an issue and what people are going through. They're kind of like, well, you know what? Yeah, I hear you guys complaining, but I'm thinking about me. At the end of the day, though, I do feel sorry for the families. I feel sorry for the families because there's little kids that are involved, right? There's people who have health problems. Well, no. She said no.
No.
I say this because as an adult, we make decisions, but the children don't. Children don't make decisions. They have to live off the fact that their mom or their dad did.
So anybody?
That's what I'm saying.
No, but can't we say about anybody? That's just like, you got, so-and-so that committed some major crime and now he's facing 10 years in jail. I mean, it's up to him to think about his family and how it's going to affect them. Like, it just kind of is what it is. Like, I'm sorry. I'm never in favor of anybody losing their livelihood and their way to pay their bills and to support their family. But, sorry. But no, thank you. But there's got to be, some kind of boundary and accountability. Like, we told you this man was crazy. He told you he was crazy. He's clearly completely unhinged. You're losing your job because somebody bought it, basically. Elon bought the right to say that you can work, not work, that you have to answer to him. You no longer have your own boss. You're sending him emails. Like, this stuff is crazy, but you voted for it. You knew you were voting for crazy. Well, the people that I know that voted for Trump literally voted for crazy. And what they say, cruelty is the point. Have you heard them say that? Like the cruelty, it's part of it, right? So, again, the bed you made, sleep in it. And so let's see, Chaos chimed in.
Okay, I'm just asking.
So Chaos said, I've known Trump supporters that were themselves a person of color deciding they were willing to accept racist treatment as long as it got rid of all the gays. Okay, facepalm. I don't know how to feel bad about someone like that. Yeah, no.
Well, I'll tell you this kind of leads into the next question. And Lord, if I'm talking too much politics, the computer's going to shut off on me and get. So you're going to be on your own, Liz. But the question is, who is helping us? Because as you can clearly see, the Democrats are having their own battle, right? we had one person stand up while Trump was talking, and he did it. I think Green is his last name, if I'm not mistaken. And he had his cane, and they were chanting, "Sit down and get out of here." And then, of course, when they had their little meeting confession later, a lot of people, they wanted to censure him. And with that being said, there were 10 Democrats that were siding with the Republicans. How do we get the Democrats to say, fight for us? Because at the end of the day, even though we say we don't care about them Republican people and then losing them jobs, we do have family members, right? We may have family members who are Democrat, independent, whatever they are. Maybe they just didn't even vote, who may be losing jobs, who may be suffering, who may be, going through changes. How is the Democrat Party standing up for? Because at this moment, they're doing nothing. Please don't say they are, because now we're going to get mad. If I got to tune in on my phone, if my computer shuts down, I got to tune in on my phone. Y'all going to see the blank computer screen, and I'm going to come up on my phone like,
listen. So I think that just devil's advocate, the 10 people that voted to censure him from the Democrat Party, I think it's not a vote in favor of Donald Trump. I think it's about more so just about maintaining some level of decorum. And when we have people, when they have people on the other side, on the other side screaming, "You lied," and everything else, we're like, where's the decorum? It's stupid when it's one-sided. It sucks because it's always one-sided. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Why? Marjorie Taylor Greene, bad built, big body, can sit there and say all types of stuff with her MAGA hats and her attire, do it anytime, any place, and no one holds her accountable. Why is it that we're always the ones with the button up? What's it Michelle said? When they go low, we go high. For every single thing.
But that's literally why, right? I mean, and so I don't know if you've ever been put in a position where like there was somebody that maybe wasn't treating you well, or was bullying you or picking on you in some way or anything. Like the best thing that you can do is actually just continue to show that you are in fact better than them. Like I know that I've experienced that in my personal life, that I get the last laugh because while you're out here being a whole ass, I'm the classiest one in the room. And so I think
you can be classy, but you can make moves. You can be classy, but you can make moves. They're not making moves. The Democratic Party needs communication. They need people to advocate and be able to hit verbally, because they have people on the other side who can verbally attack. The Nancy Pelosi's of the Democratic Party, they hold every AOC. You may not like all of her stuff, but she's very good at communicating. What's the girl, the congresswoman from Texas? Yes. Why are they not the spokespeople? They ask these same questions on the Breakfast Channel. Why are they not advocating? Why can't they speak up? Because somebody's holding them back. And how do we get these people to say, hey, old timers, baby boomers, move out the way and let the new ideas come through? It's really, really tiresome. Now I know Earl said he was tired. I'm fucking tired.
And then Earl chimed in. I've literally been waiting to talk for 2 weeks. He's been holding it in. All right, Earl, don't hold it anymore. Let it out. We're here for it. So just let it go.
But no, this is crazy. I follow Don Lemon, and you know what? I have talked to Don Lemon through the social media thing. So if you happen to ever see this, Don Lemon, hey. With that being said, he has a podcast on CNN. Not CNN, excuse me, on YouTube, and he ends up tuning in because he said he likes Gary Newsom. Okay, I like some things Gary Newsom be talking about. Gary Newsom the governor of California, has a podcast. He brings Ben Shapiro on the podcast. Literally, we know who the fuck Ben Shapiro is. Ben Shapiro is the one who's advocating white nationalism.
He wants to let children out.
Why are we talking? Why are we talking to people like this with the same ideologies and the mentalities? And literally, and I ask all of you guys to go on there and hear the podcast. He's agreeing with some of the things. Yeah, you're right. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we having these people on our podcast, talking to them, placating to that side? Now, Don Lemon made a good point. I think he's trying to get that base ready for his political move, if he's going to be the next, presidential candidate. But at the end of the day, why are we always moving to the right, trying to massage these people? They need to be coming on our team. I guess what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, if I'm steadfast in my ideologies, Why am I having a freaking conversation with Ben Shapiro? I don't want to hear nothing about negotiation because you know what? They don't want to negotiate at all with us. I'm sorry, Liz. Your facial expressions are bothering
I don't. Should I hide it? I'm gonna hide my face. I'm gonna hide it.
May this computer not crash on me.
All right, no. Okay, Ben Shapiro's a reach. I don't even know. I don't know how we got there, right? But
what? He was on the show.
I don't even know how we got to the level of Ben Shapiro being on TV at all, right? Again, he's advocating for the release of Derek Chauvin, the asshole that choked George Floyd to death. That is a thing that's going on right now. They are really trying to get Trump to pardon him, which would still not get him out of jail. But then I guess the governor of Minnesota would have to, and that's not going to happen. So I'm not sure where that's going. Now, in terms of talking to the other side, it serves.
Let me get some water. Let me get some water while you talk.
Right? So it can possibly serve two purposes, right? Sometimes you got to let them show their colors. They have to. You don't know what you're up against, or everybody else doesn't know what we're up against, right? So we can sit there and we can talk about how bad they are, but if we can't prove it, and how do you prove it? Let them open their mouth. Like that's really what it comes down to.
Listen,
no, you gotta let them speak. You just do. I'm sorry.
You know what? You know what I said prior to this show? Today is the 9th of March. I am literally, as we speak, I swear to you, no lie, I'm so fucking unfiltered. I am holding my charger to the computer this whole time. We've been on for 31 minutes and 33 seconds. I am holding the charger on because I have shit to say. I hope this motherfucker doesn't crash. Let me tell you, at the end of the day, no, we don't need to speak to them. They treat us like trash. They have no respect for us. I promise you, I have to look up the name. And the next time we have a show, I will share the name with you. There was a guy on Ben Shapiro's show. He's actually one of the producers of, his whole little get up, whatever. He is an open fascist, fascist. He came out and said, you know what, by force or by submission, you will listen to my ideologies. You will conform. He has no respect for anybody that's my complexion, your complexion. Open. He's open. They're not hiding it. There's no, I got a sheet over my head. They're literally open. And you know who invited him to the U.S. Capitol?
Oh, God.
The Speaker of the House. Oh. So why the fuck am I sitting with you negotiating anything and you literally have somebody who wants to hurt me just to get their ideologies across? I'm not fucking talking to you. You can fucking
but here's the thing, right? Once upon a time, say 40, 50 years ago, they were in hoods, right? So at night they wore their little hoods, and in the daytime they worked next to you and you had no idea. Right now, I like knowing who you are. I want to know.
But they come out and say it. They come out and say it. So you don't even have to ask the question. He's literally, I fucked up once again. I have my hand holding the charger so this shit won't fucking collapse. But if I had the other hand free, I would be able to look and say, hey, his name is so-and-so,
right.
so-and-so.
And I'm not doubting you, right?
Why is he at the Capitol? Why is the racist at the Capitol?
January 6 people are invited guests at the Capitol, right? I mean,
No, I'm not, but I'm not even going there. They still kind of pussyfoot around. Excuse my language. I am cussing up a storm today. They're pussyfooting around in reference to how they feel. Like, yeah, I don't like it, but we yeah. But no, he literally said out of his mouth, by force or submission, you will listen to my ideologies. What does that mean?
I mean, how many more dotted lines do you need between Elon and the Nazis in Germany? Like, how many more? What else do you need to know? These are the people that they elected to office, right? And so Alistair's referencing
I gotta negotiate with you.
First, they came for this person and that person, and they came for me. He said, "Let them go hungry." So
he said, "Let them go
hungry." Basically, fuck them, right? And so Alistair said, "There's always been a double standard. We play by the rules. Obama should have had his Supreme Court justice picked. We're not gerrymandering. We're not spreading false propaganda or asking Russia for favors and emails."
The reason why the Supreme Court, what was the guy? I forget. I feel so bad saying this. The guy with the double chin. He just retired.
Oh, McConnell.
Is it Mitch McConnell?
Yeah, McConnell.
Yeah. I remember him saying that if they had to freeze everything, stop anything, they was not going to help support the nomination of any Supreme Court justices that Obama had. Like he I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is like Republicans throw the shit to the wall. They do not care. I'm just gonna, ball to the wall. But us, we have the decorum and we have this and
right. So you have Cash said
primary because he was for Gary Newsom. Like
the Gavin Newsom. I was never a fan. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember that. I said I was never a fan. I don't get him. I don't. After all the, I mean, even if we disagree, if you stand on something, stand on it. That's yours. You know what I mean? So for years and years and years, he's been all for little tranny kids and all kinds of weird shit, right? And then now all of a sudden, because it's no longer popular, I don't know if you saw it this week, he was just like, yeah, that's wrong. I'm going, wait, what? So, that's your side. Stay there. You will not buy me back over. That's just not how it's going to work, right? But we got D White in the comment section. She said, I like my politicians classless. It is not a valuable characteristic for them to do their job. The Democratic Party does not stick together, and unfortunately, the Republican Party does. So, yes.
Yeah, you know what? I have to say this. I think there's a time and place for everything. I say this, and I've said it many times on the show, that the true soldiers were the ones who were out in the street in the civil rights movement. I mean, they was making shit pop off. Gun restrictions got so tight because the Black Panthers was rolling up in the courtroom like, what we doing here? It's my duty, it's my amendment to carry this weapon. And Ronald Reagan said, "Oh no, we're not doing this." He was the governor. Oh no. Let's
he tried to do that. They tried to assassinate him, and all of a sudden he had to come to Jesus on gun rights. But that's how that works. Right? Earl said, "We are always trying to get validated by pilgrims." No, I didn't say we should listen to them because we're trying to get validation from them. I'm trying to say we are exposing them. So we should.
But I guess my question would be this. I guess my question would be this for you, Liz. How much exposure do you need to know somebody? Like right now, and my husband, he used to say, he was like, you did say that, Akia. So every time, like when the first, 13 days, 20 days, Trump is doing all these things. Elon, all you hear is Elon. I say, I kept telling people, look at Elon. Show me who the fuck you fuck with. Show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. Mm-hmm. All his friends have this crazy warped, off the wall stuff. So even if Donald Trump was like, hey, I love the blacks. Where's the blacks? Where's my Latino?
Yes, he's good friends with the blacks.
I said it doesn't matter if he gave you a hug and $1 million. Look at the people behind him. They're the ones who are running the show. Everybody knows that the presidency is just a political stature that the guy, he kisses the babies, he goes to cuts ribbons. Hey, I'm here for you guys.
He's really, really, really trying to be king. Like that is a real thing. And he's real big on imperialism. And I mean, we're going back to trying to colonize people. What is he revisiting the border in Canada? Did you see that shit? We didn't even get there. Let's get through these comments real quick, right? And so Chaos said they hide behind the denial plausibility of being vague, which makes pushing their narrative and ideals easier for them. And those they're pushing too. It's like hiding a pill in a treat for a dog.
Oh, you're 100% correct.
That's
it's kind of like, what it reminds me of? So you're dressed up all cute and you're, walking and a guy's like, hey, how you doing? He's looking at you with the eyes and you're like, oh, excuse me. And he's like, hey, I was just saying hello. I wasn't trying to do anything. What are you talking about? I'm bothering you.
Yes.
Exactly. No. I definitely love the ideology, the whole thing that you just said in regards to just kind of hiding a treat in the pill.
I have to agree with that.
and we're falling for it.
So, and then you have
just moving.
Z said that she was agreeing with what Alistair said about the double standards. So yes.
So just to this is so funny. So just to kind of go this way with it, let's talk about Canada. Why are we bothering Canada again? Why are we messing with these people?
Well,
just cause
it's not just cause, right? You have to think about who's in his ear, right? He's having all these secret phone calls with somebody that doesn't have any problem rolling into their neighboring countries. And, he thinks he's strong because he just kind of rolls up on the border and takes what he wants and doesn't, take no for an answer, just keeps going. I mean, if that's who you admire and that's who you look up to, why wouldn't you try your best to emulate that behavior. You know what I mean? And so in this situation, Canada is Ukraine, and that's basically, what we're running into. But I mean, for Trump supporters, and I wish this is one of those things where I want to talk to them. I have questions, right? And so what is the advantage of making enemies of your neighbors immediately above and below you, like going out of your way to sour those relationships? What is also the advantage? I mean, I'm dying to know. I really want to know, because I know what my side is. I know what my perspective is. What I don't understand is their perspective, right? And so, I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, when we were attacked in 9/11, all these people, the Europeans that we're now shitting on, the Canadians that we're now shitting on, they were on the front lines. They sent soldiers, they're young men, to the front lines to fight too. And we lost Kia, you guys. So, but they, these are people that have been our allies. They have fought with us. They have been there with us. And for us to turn on them now, I don't know what the end game is. Now we want the Great Lakes back. We want the Panama Canal back. We've taken over the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico. I'm not changing my mind on that. Right. And so, there you are. So, but I was saying,
I'm back again.
I wish somebody on the red,
right here,
that side of things would explain what it is they think that we're gaining from being so isolationist and making enemies of every friend we've ever had. I don't know what we stand to gain, and I don't know what they think we stand to gain. If you guys have any theories, though, I'm here for you. You don't have to be a Republican to answer the question. Just try. Kia, you're on mute. Nope, not hearing you at all. There you are. No, not really. You're not there. No.
Can you hear Anthony?
So now I can hear you. Let's read Earl's comment. Earl said Canada does not play. Trump is trying to get brownie points with Putin. It's disgusting.
I think it has to do strategically with military placing soldiers, placing soldiers in certain areas. The more you conquer, in reference to weapons, and if I needed to take this over, if I needed to do this, I think when they plan things, they're planning things all out. I really do think when he talked about to Zelensky, like, hey, you're going to start a war. I think he was talking about himself. We're going to be in that process of starting a whole World War III. And we're in the making of it, because we're fucking with all our allies and everything. He wants to pull out of NATO. It's getting wild.
What? So let's see. So D. White said, I don't think it has anything to do with this country. I think it has everything to do with the president and his family and their legacy. So, if let's just go crazy and say he gets Greenland, captures part of Canada, pushes back the border in Mexico, because that's next, right? You know what I mean? And you got the Gulf of Mexico, right? And so on. At the end of the day, where he can tell what they're going to write in the history books by hook or by crook, the United States went from this many miles to this many miles under his presidency. And I think it's just that, man. It's that level of vanity that we're talking about. It really is just a matter of, they had whoever it is, he got the Louisiana Purchase, somebody else got, Alaska, and all of that is tied to their presidency. I think he just wants something to be written about him in the history books that wasn't the whole fucking country hated him. And so Z said, I can tell you that they did not think that far ahead. He was talking about the strategic military type of things. Let's see. Chaos said, if they make this isolated bubble away from everyone else, they can go back to celebrating mediocrity without threat of someone they deem as less than, somehow being better than them.
You're on fire. You're on fire. I'm sorry, my computer's acting all crazy and stuff, and I promised to upgrade, but at the end of the day, you're on fire.
You said it's like the man that wants to be with the virgin out of fear and their insecurity of being compared to other men. It's a misguided fight for self-preservation. And that's pretty much it. Yes.
And that's why I said you're on fire.
On fire.
At least your computer's working, because clearly my shit is all over the place.
Just hold the fort, Kia. Hold on.
I am. Only if you can see, I literally am. You know what? And as much as I like to go over, I probably have to do it right on the spot, because my hand's getting weak. But with that being said, I do want to talk about last time we spoke, we talked about boycotts. You know, right now we can clearly see that the Democrats are trying to figure out their lives and get it all together. Pray on it. They said "We Shall Overcome." I can't stand that song. Maybe that's because my mama hates it and she kind of put it on to me. I don't know, but one day we will. Who knows? With that being said, us, the people, have a way, have a plan. And that's not shopping and not doing business with them, because they said, I want to say it was $23 million a day. You know what? I'm not even going to quote it, but it was up there on how much we spend, you know, African American people spend in reference to just overall the economy, you know, just buying and buying. With that being said, though, just to give you some facts, the Charlotte Post posted that Target, from this whole boycott that we did from Target, lost $12.4 billion. $12.4 billion. Now, I'm sitting here thinking like they made that much in a couple of days, but all we did was that one day. It was one day of boycotting Target, and that's exactly how much they lost.
Well, now, actually, ongoing boycott with Target.
No, that's what I'm going to say. Now they said it's another boycott that's ongoing. Right now, currently, we're not supposed to be shopping at Amazon, so I know it's going to be hard, but bite them nails or do without, because at one point we didn't have no Amazon, right? So shop somewhere else. And then another thing that I found interesting that I jotted down: Tesla stocks plummeted 45%.
Yes.
45%, and that is an awesome thing, especially other countries. Other countries, I don't know if you guys know, they've been protesting. They had somebody, I want to say in Germany, the women, they were all like free with their nips out and stuff, and they were like, no fascism, and I was like, let them girls hang. I mean, it was all types of nips out there: the old, the new, the young, the sideways. But whatever the case may be, they was not playing. I mean, they're taking it to the streets. It seems like they understand and they see what's going on more than what we do.
I saw a bumper sticker that I bought the car before I knew he was crazy. People with Teslas are like, yo, no, don't associate me with that guy. People have taken the T off their Teslas and put on like a Honda logo instead or whatever. They're trying to make anything but a Tesla, because you can't really unload those right now. There's no market for them. Nobody wants them. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. I want to let you guys know that please just type in the internet, say, hey, what are the local boycotts? What should we be boycotting? A lot of times people don't know. Pass the information around to grandma and them, however you get that information out, because we, the people, do have the dollar at least to stop them, you know, in their tracks. Let's see here.
Let's see. My insurance just switched their over-the-counter contract to Amazon, which sucks. D. White said, right, no association. I'm guessing you're driving a Tesla, D. White. So, I mean, you knew he was crazy.
But at the end of the day, let's do what we can. I know situations are not going to be perfect. What happens to a person? I had somebody say, well, I got prescriptions and this and this. If you can't get them transferred, by all means, please get your prescriptions. But whatever you can do. Yes. Whatever you can do, please go ahead and do it, because we're still making our voices heard. And once again, in reference to peaceful protesting, it's happening in all the different states. Town halls are happening now. They have shut some town halls down because the Republicans saying that we getting paid to come up there. I wish somebody would pay me.
You know, I wouldn't mind.
If somebody pay me, I'll be getting a new computer and not holding the plug right now, trying to talk to y'all. Like, I got me a new computer.
So she said she had a Tesla before she knew he was crazy. So yada. And so I have a question for the audience, though. I mean, I know we got like these 1 day boycotts or little 40-day boycotts or whatever it is. But given everything that's going on, right? Kia mentioned that, you know, a boy told us we're going for World War III, right? I know that people of good conscience, we do have issues with the redrawing of the borders and everybody getting mass layoffs, which right now are at the federal level. But regardless of what you do for work, at some point it's going to impact you personally. It's fairly inevitable. I know for me, definitely. I'm a little bit on pins and needles. I don't usually talk about it, but I work in proprietary education. So most of our funds come from the Department of Education, which is next on the chopping block. I don't know how that looks for me in the future. I don't work for the federal government, but I do rely on those federal funds to keep the lights on where I work. So that's, it's a matter of what's going to happen next. One, Kia, I know that you're always talking about prepping. What should we be doing in terms of prepping for all the crazy shit you just mentioned? It's only March. We've been at this for 6 weeks, and we're all balding or graying or whatever, right? What are we going to do?
Just to crack a joke and then get into it. The first thing you do is always have a good charger and not one of those bootleg chargers that charges a computer.
Charger.
Because even if I'm trying to tell you, I can literally be telling you the answer to the universe, and the shit go wah 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 wah. We're like, what the fuck happened? This shit is ghetto. If only y'all can see what's really going on. Anyway. To the question. To answer the question of what you just said,
to prepare? What plans are you making for this next 4 full years of bullshit that we have, if not more? Because they also keep ha-ha-haing about a third term. It's a joke, right?
I said it last time. That was, please get a passport. Get your visa if you can, based on, and know where. And if you had to leave the country, where are you going? What does that look like for you and your family? A lot of times we're very, very used to America, right? And the ideologies of America and the propaganda that we're fed. But then we talk to people overseas and like, wait, it's beautiful over here. What? You guys have free healthcare and childcare, and what's going on? We're just not used to 60-day vacations. What's going, So just certain things, get used to it. Be open for that travel. If you had to pick up and leave right now because it's going down, what does that look like? Would you be able to pick up grandma and them?
I find that as I'm speaking to people about this, I find most people are just not willing to. They're like, you know what, the ship is sinking, but I'm going down with it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
well, I've learned in previous conversations that at this time in 2025, you can only help yourself and those who want to be helped. Other people, they'll figure it out.
I mean, I've been making
references. Can I say this one last thing? Before I do last words with Liz? And that's only because my fucking shit is all damn computer. I'll say this. At the end of the day, we knew what was coming. We're crossing our fingers, wishing for the best. Flights were paused and halted a couple of days ago over Florida, over the Carolinas. Well, why is that? Because one of Elon Musk's shitty, faulty equipment blew up in the sky.
Again.
Now, right now, you may be sitting here like, now, what does this have to do with me? But if you live in those areas, the debris is falling. Debris falls, you don't know where it's going to. Right. And at the end of the day, situations are happening, like you said, even if you didn't want to be a part of it. You're just sitting there eating Cheerios in your house, or you could be sitting holding a damn charger to your laptop, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
It's a fire. My roof is on fire. What's going on?
But at the end of the day, you have to be just, I challenge, I urge, I hope that people are keeping their head on swivels. I hope that people are up to date in notifications in regards to when someone tells you to leave, evacuate. When someone tells you like, hey, this is what's going on. I know a lot of people don't like to listen to the news because it gets overwhelming. You need to listen to the news now. Then you're like, well, wait a second. What news do I listen to? Because you have the right versus the left. Listen to independent news. Listen to BBC. Listen to different people outside of your comfort zone. Because we kind of go to where we're comfortable.
Right.
Go to people who have your best interests in mind. I still listen to the Nation of Islam Final Call, because they have your best interest in mind. Fox News has a certain demographic interest in mind.
I need to know what the fuck they're thinking. I really do.
Okay. And you know what? And that's okay. That's okay. But find what's comfortable for you. But just don't be ignorant and sit around like, oh, what's going? If it happens, it happens.
No,
let's not do that.
Let's not.
I know Earl said, did you read this last one here?
Direct from the seller. That's a good approach versus ordering through the Amazon, the Walmart, the big box stores. Geez, I have a lot of thoughts. I'm right there with Earl. I've been waiting weeks to kind of actually I think I've been accumulating some ideas, right? On a somewhat funny tip, I had a friend that sent me a message that you know what? She almost feels bad for Elon. She thinks that he's just trying to get back. He's just trying to get back to Mars.
He said he's pulling out his mouth and say he's a 3,000-year-old alien trying to find his way back home. I believe him. Believe what people say.
Yeah, well, right. It's Earl said we got the Looney Tunes and the Wile E. Coyote running the country. Actually, ironically, I was telling here at home, I was telling my husband that it's Pinky and the Brain running the country. And my daughter didn't know who Pinky and the Brain was. She's 12. So I pulled up Pinky and the Brain. It was the weirdest thing because on that episode of Pinky and the Brain, and it was completely unintentional, it was talking about Russia, and it was weird that that it was a spot on. You know how the Simpsons can always forecast and tell you kind of what's coming. So that was interesting. I had another conversation about this whole whether or not we're leaving kind of thing. I'm going to say these two things and then we're going to kind of get off because I know that kid, you are holding that cord for your life right now. Right? And so in terms of coming up with a plan to go, once upon a time, I was in camp. They're not going to make me leave. I refuse to leave. Right. At this point, I feel that the only people that survived the Titanic were the ones that went for the lifeboats first. The people that stayed on the boat waiting to see what would happen or waiting to see if somebody was going to come rescue them, they died. They are I'll never let go people, right? They let go. They're dead. They're gone. So be careful staying on the lifeboats list too late. I was speaking to a different friend that is a person of faith, and he said that, I don't follow all this new stuff and everything that's going on, because at the end of the day, if you serve God, that, he'll take care of you. Yes and no. It is, help yourself and I will help you. It never did say just sit around and pray. Faith without work is dead, right? And so it was God that told Moses to take his people and go. If you feel the call and you feel the need to start preparing to go. A lot of us are children of immigrants that looked around the country that was familiar to them, the language that was familiar to them, the culture that was familiar to them, where they were comfortable and they could have been fine. And they looked around and they said, this country is a piece of shit. It's falling apart. We've got war, hurricanes, earthquakes, whatever it is that's going, civil unrest, whatever it is that's going on. And they left when the country was no longer serving them or not the best option for their children. I don't know why we've got it so stuck in our heads. We are literally a nation of immigrants. I feel that most of us, our parents or somebody got here from someplace, right? In the same way they got here, we could get to the next place and we will be fine. We do not have to stay here until all the lifeboats are gone.
And I'm going to say this. And one thing that you didn't add, because I love my little history, the thing about the Titanic was, yes, people went and they got the lifeboats and some people stayed and they went in their bed and they just gave up and just, cried while the water rushed in. The people that got on those lifeboats did that when the lights were out. There were no lights. I don't know if you guys take cruises or whatever. There's no street lights or whatever. You have the moonlight and that's it. And that's on the deck, not inside. So now you have the lights coming out, and this is not technology 2025 where you might have a cell phone with some flashlights or something. No, this is completely out. Yes. And they had faith that they're going to find their way out. And I promise you, if I had to climb on bitches' heads to get out on a raft somewhere on a boat, I was doing it. Do not get left without that boat. I'm going to do the last two comments.
Yes. And so Chaos said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. That is Maya Angelou, words of wisdom, yes. Right? And then Earl said, great point about the lifeboats. So you guys, it's been another fantastic week. Thank you so much for joining us.
I would say it a little bit longer, but my fingers are, I'm really holding. Oh my God, this is so ghetto. I can't believe what's happening. So, but I can, look, I'm literally lifting you up and I'm free.
Look at you. So yes, please like, subscribe, and share. Please don't forget to reach out to me if you guys want any t-shirts. This is Women's History Month. Let's not leave it behind. I am extending the Black Future Month. We are raising money from the t-shirts that are sold in order to invest in our future. We are committed to invest it in and focus on our future. So we're going to nominate a college student. to help them pay for their books in an upcoming college term. Usually I'm looking for third year and fourth year students. If you know anybody, please feel free to nominate them. You can hit us up directly. You can hit us up through the show. I would love to know who you're thinking about, and I would love to raise some money so we can help these kids out as we send them out into the world to do better things than shit we got going on.
And I promise to have my technology together. I promise. Because you know what? If I was watching somebody else's show, I would be talking so much smack. I'm like, oh, that's ghetto. What the hell are they doing?
She's holding the cord.
But now I know how it feels. So the lesson in this is don't talk about people. Don't laugh at people. You never know their struggle. I really can't afford a cord, but I was just too lazy. It's a long story, but I don't got time for it. Anyway.